Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're looking at some of the most dangerous people in the world.
Coming in at number 10, we have The Real Pennywise. We all know the hit book, miniseries, and now movie It.
I'm not gonna lie, like, I low-key used to fancy it. I know it's like really bad to say, but like apparently there's like a real life It.
It is about a clown that goes around scaring kids and taking their lives. This is good for a fright, but it's all fiction, right? Well, not exactly, because back in the 1980s, which is when the It movie was set, there was a real life version of Pennywise.
If I am correct, I know who this guy is because I've watched a lot of murder documentaries. Also, a lot of these people are in jail now. It's quite crazy to think that they done like really bad stuff.
The guy was called John Wayne Gacy, and he was, on the surface, a normal husband and father, but he had a crazy secret life. He began to dress up as a character he called Pogo the Clown. Pogo was supposed to be like Bozo, but as I said, this guy's more like Pennywise.
Exactly, like back in the day, if you look at them clowns, they used to be like a cool thing, like they used to be really cute. They look absolutely evil. If I am correct, this guy was secretly gay, and I think he like hooked up with men and then killed them or like lured them into his house. I think that's what happened.
That is because he would volunteer at children's parties. During this time, he would take as many kids as possible and then take their lives. They found missing people in his crawl space inside his house and in a nearby river.
Okay, wait, never mind. I thought it was gay people he killed. That might be a different clown. Wait, he literally like took the children. Oh my god, that's terrifying.
He's gone down as one of the most scary and most dangerous criminals to ever exist. Luckily, he's locked up behind bars today, but this still doesn't change how terrifying he really is.
They didn't tell us how many people or children he killed, and I really don't want to know. I mean, that would be a horrible way to die, wouldn't it? Like, imagine you see a clown like that. This is why clowns aren't cute, like they're actually evil.
Next up is Lobster Boy. This criminal is very odd and has lived one of the most odd lives ever lived. His real name is Grady Franklin Stiles Jr. He was nicknamed Lobster Boy thanks to a condition that's common in his family.
Wait a minute, I swear I've literally seen him in Guinness World Record books. He's literally the lobster kid. Why is he in jail? What did he do? Did he turn into a lobster and like kill people?
He went into the carnival at the age of 7 as there weren't many things he could do thanks to his hands. He later got married to another carnival performer, but as he aged, he became angry and drank way too much, which caused him to turn evil. He was horrible to his wife and 4 kids, 2 of which had hands like he did. When one of his kids without the odd hand grew up and got married, he became jealous and shot her husband in the face. He went to prison but was released years later.
Excuse me, wait, what? So he shot somebody? Oh my god, why'd he shoot somebody? This isn't funny, but like, I feel like if I weren't a YouTuber, I'd definitely be a criminal. Imagine me being a criminal, I'd be such a good one.
He then began to say he would do the same thing he did to his kid's husband to his wife, as she'd got remarried when he was locked up. But his wife didn't want to take any chances, so she paid another carnival worker $1,500 to take him out. Nobody came to his funeral, and on his grave was just his name and 2 praying hands.
Wait a minute. Oh my god, so she paid somebody to take him out. When did he die? 1997, so that didn't happen that long ago. That was actually like quite recent. Oh my god, what was going on there? So he was born with like a problem with his hands, and like he was in like a circus, and then he grew up to kill somebody. Oh my god, people are mad.
Next up is Eyeball Man. This is not only one of the scariest and most dangerous criminals, but he's also one of the scariest looking men on this planet.
I mean, yeah, that is true. Let's be realistic. If you see somebody like him with face tattoos, you automatically assume that they're like a gangster, like a criminal. I don't know why, but like he's got his eyeball tattooed. Hold up, look at that. His eye is literally tattooed.
In 2012, he was arrested for shooting a cop in a bathroom argument. Now that's bad enough, but that isn't what brought him media attention. What brought him all this attention was the scary tattoos he had all over his face.
Exactly, like it genuinely is scary. I can never get a tattoo, first of all, because I couldn't choose one to get, and then second of all, I couldn't take the pain of the needles. Like, think of it, if you get a tattoo, it's literally stuck in you for like a long time. Obviously, you can like get it removed, but like it's basically on you for a while.
He's obsessed with tattoos and has over 20 just on his face. But his face isn't the only place he has tattoos. He also has a tattooed black eyeball, which is why many people call him Eyeball Man.
Exactly, like he's literally got a black eyeball. Is that not like so dangerous? Getting a tattoo's dangerous enough, but like getting a tattoo in your eyeball, absolutely not. Like I can't even look at the screen, it's scaring me.
His real name is Jason Barnum, and he is one scary looking guy. From his Facebook photos, we can also see this guy has tattoos all over his entire body. Not only that, he's got a giant skull tattoo on the top of his head, so maybe he should be called Skull Man instead. This guy looks so scary. Even if he hadn't committed a crime, I think he'd still make this list.
Exactly, like literally, he looks terrifying. Oh my god, like how do you think he got into that? Obviously, like he like committed a crime. But like, where did he get the idea to get tattoos in his face? Did he like copy somebody?
Coming up next is the Red Ripper. This guy's nickname is the Red Ripper. It's a parody of Jack the Ripper, who took the lives of hundreds of women in England many years ago. And the red part is because this guy's from Rostov in the Soviet Union, which is now Russia. His real name is Andrei Chikatilo, and he took the lives of over 52 women and children over a span of 12 years.
52 women and children over the span of 12 years. So how many people is he killing a year? Like 3 or 4? Oh my god, that's absolutely terrifying. Also, can we talk about how like in Russia, criminals are so much more scarier? I was watching a video a while ago where a guy was trying to escape out of like a cell in like a Russian prison. Like he was in court. He literally looked terrifying.
He was a suspect in many crimes for many years and was in and out of jail, but there was never enough evidence to convict him of anything serious. Finally, after a police snare in 1990, he was caught and confessed to taking 36 people's lives. But this was found to be an understatement, and he was convicted of doing this to 52 people in 1992.
How did he get away for so long from like doing that? Like surely 52 people have like disappeared and died in like an area. You probably think in the back of your head, yeah, there's a serial killer. I don't know how he got away with it. Like think of it, that's multiple people a year. That's terrifying.
However, it seems the Russian police wanted him to get some karma, so they took his life as a punishment. I'm not trying to make fun of anyone's appearances here either, but this guy looks seriously creepy as well. He just looks like a typical James Bond villain, don't you think?
Exactly, you can look at somebody sometimes and just know that they're evil. Wait, they said they took his life. Did they kill him or did they just like put him into jail? I mean, to be fair, it's Russia. I wouldn't be surprised if they still kill people.
Next up is Monster.
Oh my god, I know this woman. If I'm correct, she killed a load of men. This is like an actual crazy, scary psychopath witch.
Now, there's a very good reason I'm calling this woman a monster. That's because she is so evil, it's Hollywood worthy. A movie was made about her and her crimes, and Charlize Theron won many awards for playing her in the movie Monster. Her real name is Aileen Wuornos, and she's one of the only women on this list. But don't worry, ladies, this is a good thing, as she is awful.
Exactly, like she's just so terrifying. Like I said, sometimes you can look at somebody and just know that they're like plain evil. Even looking at her, it's like making my eyes tear up. Oh my god, this is stressful.
She took the lives of 7 men between the years 1989 and 1990. She unfortunately did have a pretty rough childhood, but that still didn't stop people from being seriously angry when her crimes came to light in 1991.
I might need to fix the lighting 1 minute. I can't open my eyes. But what I've noticed is that a lot of these people usually have had like a really bad childhood, like they've been abused and stuff like that. But she still killed 7 men.
She was arrested and confessed to everything 4 days later. She remained in jail for about 11 more years until she passed away herself thanks to the jury vote. In court, she was acting crazy and freaked out all the jurors and even the judge. The reason she got such a harsh sentence is because she showed absolutely no remorse and said she would happily do it all again.
Exactly, like she genuinely just is terrifying. Yet again, it's so crazy how there's literally people like that in the world. You don't know who you're around, like you genuinely don't know what somebody's thinking in their head. They could be thinking about killing you. Like think of it, people literally stop themselves from doing it. If you wanted to, you could just turn around and kill somebody like that easily with like anything, but like the majority of normal people stop themselves from doing it. However, people like her don't.
Next up is game show contestant. This is not only one of the most scary and dangerous men ever, but one of the creepiest.
Wait a minute, if I am correct, this was a clip I'd seen a while ago. Basically, it was like a game show where you could like take somebody on a blind date. This man got a girl, but like in the end she didn't want to go on a date because she got really creepy vibes from him, and then it turns out he was like a killer.
His name is Rodney Alcala, and he took the lives of 5 women in the 1970s. But he subsequently admitted to doing this 34 more times.
Whoa! Oh my god, so it was bad enough that he took the lives of 7 women and then he just turned around and were like, yeah, he done it 34 more other times. How are they getting away with this? Like, how can they go so long with killing? Did the police not like realize, oh, there's loads of women like missing? Somebody's killing them.
And now cops believe he's done this more than 140 times across the USA after more investigations.
Oh my god, right, so it was bad enough, 7 and then 34, now 140. What? How is that happening?
But the creepy thing about this guy that he will always be remembered for is appearing on a game show called The Dating Game.
Yeah, this is the man who I think it is. Basically like, oh, it's just creepy. I hope they show us the clip.
He was introduced by the host as a photographer, which is creepy as he would lure his victims, who were mainly models, to him by saying this. In the show, the woman would ask questions to a bunch of guys to determine which guy was the best to go out with according to the audience. One of the women, named Cheryl's question, said, "What's the best time?" He replied, "Nighttime, because night is the only time there is, and night is when things really get good."
Exactly, like he literally said that on television. I'm so happy that the girl in the end didn't go on a date with him, because she probably would have turned out as one of his next victims.
There were a lot more creepy answers to questions I won't even get into, but in the end, she said he was too creepy to go out with despite him winning. Talk about good judgment. Well done, Cheryl, you quite literally dodged a bullet.
Exactly, like think of it, she literally could have died. Also, some of these these people are still alive. So as of right now, whenever you're watching this video, they're sat in a prison cell doing something. It's quite crazy, isn't it?
Next up is Underwear Strangler. Yeah, as you can tell by this guy's name, he is seriously strange. This guy's real name is Johann Unkundwagen, but he went as Jack. He's Austrian, and ever since his youth, he was in and out of jail for petty theft and things like that.
Yet again, a lot of these people usually have like a passive crime. With crime, like you start small, then you get bigger, and then you get bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually they turn into killers like him.
But in 1974, he changed for the worse. He strangled a woman with her own bra until she passed. He then did this to around 40 more women, and then moved to LA where he did it some more.
Yet again, how? Like, how can you literally kill 40 people, the police not find out who it is, and then you move to LA? I don't know how people like this get away with it. It's actually making me think, could I theoretically go out and kill a load of people and nobody would notice? I'm not gonna do that, trust me, I'm not that evil. Like, I feel like I definitely could.
He got caught, but was somehow freed from prison, but then later went on to do it 4 more times.
So he was caught and then he was freed again and then he done it again. That genuinely describes the police force. Like, they obviously don't know what they're doing. I'm assuming that that was like years ago in like the 1970s. So like the stuff and like their equipment and like sources weren't as good. But still, how is this guy getting out and killing people?
Finally, the LAPD stopped him and he was given a life sentence. But the creepy thing about this guy is he was writing for magazines during all this and people didn't even know it was him writing. Imagine your favorite columnist doing something like this. I don't know about you, but that would really freak me out.
Yeah, that is freaky. Like, ew! Yet again, like, he literally took somebody's life. In total, out of like the 6 people we've watched so far, I think they've killed at least 270 people.
Next up is Human Plague. This is a nickname nobody wants to have, unless perhaps you're Mary Malone. This woman holds the all-time record for taking the most lives accidentally. She was a cook in New York to wealthy families and in some offices too, but everywhere she went, a terrible scenario seemed to play out.
I know exactly what's gonna happen. She's killed them purposely. I've just realized that like famous, rich, like important people have cooks. Queen Elizabeth, literally somebody who makes her food. What happens if they put poison into her food? I swear, like back in the old days, they had to like chew part of the food to see that like they don't die.
Within 2 weeks of any place she became a cook at, all of the residents or workers developed serious conditions. And as healthcare back then wasn't so great, a huge amount of people ended up passing away. She was investigated by the police many times as they spotted a very obvious pattern of this happening over 20 times. But Mary denied doing anything to the food and said it was all one big coincidence.
A coincidence happening over 20 times? Come on. How many people did this woman put into like a grave in hospital?
Well, it turned out Mary herself was very ill. She knew this and caused all the food to become bad and give others illnesses.
So because she was ill, she purposely infected the food, or did she do it accidentally? Wait, did she have like a plague and she was accidentally passing it on to other people?
She claimed she had no idea about it. She was treated and then lived freely outside of jail, and the police actually acted like she was a victim because she was sick. But in a diary entry found decades later, she revealed she knew about her condition the entire time.
Oh, so it wasn't accidental. I mean, that's not that bad. I was thinking in the back of my head, oh, she was like putting poison in the food. She just had like a disease and she knew about it and infected other people. Imagine if somebody had COVID and like proper infected somebody. I mean, to be fair, that does happen a lot.
Next up is BTK. This guy's real name is Dennis Rader, but the authorities and the media called him BTK. I'm not gonna go into what that means, but suffice to say, it ain't nice. Between 1974 and 1991, he took the lives of at least 10 people in Kansas, USA. Much like the Zodiac, he would taunt and tease the police with letters mocking them for not being able to catch it.
This is literally like a film. Like in films, the killer will always tease the police to like lead them to them. But like this literally happens in real life as well. Like this guy done it. That's so freaky. Like, do you reckon a lot of like the crime dramas that people watch is actually based in real events?
But these letters actually led to his eventual arrest in 2005. But the kicker is how they found out the BTK was Dennis. He sent them a floppy disk with a message making fun of the police who couldn't catch it. But from that, they extracted a deleted file about his church, as he was an avid member, surprisingly.
Oh, he's so smart, isn't he? This is why you don't get an ego, because if you get an ego like him, you'll mess up and then you'll get caught. Think of it, if he didn't do that, he probably would have been out in the world and nobody would have known. There probably are a lot of people who have been murdered and like the killers will never be found. Imagine like your next door neighbors killed somebody and you don't know.
They then used DNA evidence of him on the floppy disk and at the church and finally tracked him down and arrested him. He was found guilty of 10 people's passings and was sentenced to jail time in 2005. And this criminal is still behind bars today.
Exactly, he's literally like doing something right now. When you're watching this video, he's probably just like eating something or he's like just sat alone. Anyways guys, that's some of the most dangerous people in the world. I'm gonna be completely honest, I thought I was evil, but these people take it to the next level. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed this video. If you're a subscribe button, and yes, I'll see you all in my next video.